Modern culture has conditioned the human mind to visualize success as a very straight line which is rising constantly to the right. And we are taught that consistency means maintaining a very peak state of high performance every single day without variation. And this industrial view treats the human spirit like a machine that is designed to run at maximum output indefinitely. And consequently, when motivation inevitably fades or energy levels drop, the immediate reaction is panic. A natural dip in energy is misinterpreted as a personal failure or a sign that the entire endeavor, our entire journey, our entire goal has fallen apart. And this is the very specific anxiety of falling off the wagon. And it is usually the moment where people just quit entirely. They abandon the path because they're trying to force a linear trajectory on a universe that fundamentally moves in circles. There is a natural law that predates our modern obsession with productivity, and the Hermetic teachers described this as the principle of rhythm. Basically, the ancient texts explain that everything flows in and out, and that the pendulum swing, it manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is always the measure of the swing to the left because the rhythm of the pendulum compensates. One can observe this clearly in the ocean, like the tide never apologizes for receding, nor does it view retreat as a success, as a failure. It pulls back from the shore specifically to gather the volume and the strength that is required to crash forward again. And this cyclical movement is not a flaw in the system, it is the very engine that is driving the system. And when this principle is applied to work and creativity, the low days just take on a fundamentally like, different meaning. The periods where the mind feels foggy and the body feels heavy are not interruptions to progress. They are simply the backward swing of the pendulum. And grind culture and hustle culture attempts to like freeze the pendulum at the height of its forward swing, which is an attempt to defy gravity. And by fighting these low periods with stimulants and anxiety, the natural rhythm is disrupted and potential energy is wasted. So, if the arrow is never pulled back on a bowstring, this is a very crude and generic example, but again, if the arrow is never pulled back on a bowstring, it can never be launched with any real force, and the retraction is not the opposite of progress. It is the absolute requirement or the prerequisite for it. So understanding this law destroys the anxiety that comes with the lack of motivation, the lack of desire to work for a very short period of time. And the guilt that usually accompanies the rest day dissolves completely. The backward swing, the setback, the slight minor setback is no longer viewed as a lack of discipline, but a very necessary phase of accumulation. And there is a deep peace that is found in accepting the retraction. One just stops fighting the current and simply allows the winter of the cycle to exist, knowing that the spring is a certainty, it's going to come back. So don't judge the trajectory of a life or your journey by the output of a very single day or a week, and just observe the longer rhythm. If the pendulum is swinging back, accept the rest without fear. Trust that the momentum will return because the law dictates that it must.